everyone. Just wanted to go over our latest camping trip up to Bishop, California, where we drove to Lake Sabrina, one of our favorite camping spots, where we fished around the campground, also hiked through the John Muir Trail, and went up to Blue Lake, where we got our feet wet. So, here we go. So, Lake Sabrina is about 300 miles north of where we live in Los Angeles, along the eastern side of the Eastern Sierras. That's the Eastern Sierras. Here I am picking up Kate at school in the trailer, and that's pretty much what we base camp in. We drive it up. It's comfortable. It has everything that we need: a shower, bed, and a fridge. But yeah, we usually just listen to podcasts. I think those are the salt flats that we just saw. And here we are going through Lone Pine, which is kind of near Whitney. Some of you might be more exact about that, but here's a camp in Lake Sabrina, and right away we usually just let the dogs out because they've been on a long ride, and just get them a little exercise and let them loosen up, because we are at about 9,500 feet in elevation, maybe 9,200, but the fishing here is great. The water's very clear. You can see Poggy's trying to dunk his whole face in it. And then you realize, I can't breathe in here. So there he is. That's what Poggy does. So yes, we suggest getting acclimated to the elevation as much as you can before you do hike up any further. Around the campgrounds, we do fish quite a bit. This is actually up from the campground. It's one of our favorite spots. Across from the road that not a lot of people go to, you kind of got to hike in the back of that creek. Not even hike, it's maybe 100 yards at the most. Here's some pie. Always get it. It's a bait shop. It is amazing. Very good pie. They have something called castrated brownie, which is a nutless brownie. It's always home. So the hike to Blue Lake, we're actually going south from Lake Sabrina and climbing about 1,500 feet to about maybe 10,500, almost 11,000 feet. It's a great hike. The elevation gain is pretty gradual. A few switchbacks. The beginning, it does start out a little easy, but and there are some sunny spots which you might want some coverage, like a hat or something. Wear sunscreen. Even though it's cooler, you will feel the sun coming down on you. This is coming down the eastern side of the lake. This is a split off to George Lake, which is a very tough hike. Initially, you do have to climb quite a bit, which you can see. So there's that sign is where that split is, and there you go. That's where you see your elevation. So as you keep on going, towards the end of the lake of Lake Sabrina, and oddly it is pronounced Sabrina, you'll see a lot of the creeks that you'll have to cross. It's a little small waterfall. The water is very nice. If you need to drink it filtered, or boil it. But it is very clear and moving water, which is very important if you ever consider drinking any water. Here's some switchbacks. The switchbacks are, like I said, switchbacks. Very shaded at this point. I would say we're maybe about halfway through the hike. You will see various waterfalls on either side of you. It's great. The trail, the John Muir Trail, again, is pretty. It's built, but it's not overly crowded or trekked, as far as I know. Now, this particular trip, we did see probably the most amount of people that we have seen in a while. We have been going here for maybe almost 10 years, and on this trip we maybe came across a dozen to maybe 15 people, which again is not a lot. And again, by being built, you can see the stairs, the rock steps, which you'll see time and time again. It's convenient, it's nice, but again, you are pretty deep into the Eastern Sierras. Keep waving. So there are no fires or fries.
No fries?
Where you're
No
camping. If you do decide to camp in. Now we did see a fire pit. This is an older picture, and this is a new, the current picture. But you can see the difference in the water levels. The older picture was probably in 2013, I'm guessing, where there was a drought. Something you want to consider that a lot of water has come down since 2013, and the lake is full, which is great. It's good to see. This is towards the end of the trail. You'll notice the rocks. There's still quite a bit of snow, which you'll see here and there, a few patches. This is in the middle of June. So most of it has come off, but even if you go in the first week of June or even late May, you'll find that snow covers a lot of the trail.
Okay. Come here. Good boy. Look at that happy dog.
So we're at Blue Lake now. It is quite amazing.
Get out of here. Get out.
Be careful where you camp. You don't want to camp right at the beginning of the lake. We did see a few backpackers, campers. We went around. That's the bet. This is us trying to take a group photo. Showed a few seconds of this. It really went on for about 3 or 4 minutes. The trail does go on to Emerald Lakes, Dingleberry Lake, I think it was Midnight Lake. All of them are Great Lakes, which we have hiked to before, which get closer to those mountains. One of those peaks, I think, was Mount Thompson. Again, I suggest going around the lake, not just camping or setting up right at the beginning. There is much more to explore. And here we are, just going back. And something to keep in mind is, even on the way back, with the light being different, you'll notice that the trail looks different as it did coming up. So definitely something to take in. Going back shouldn't take you more than 2 hours. It took us maybe an hour 45. And again, remember these water crossings. Be careful, you don't want to stay on the dry rocks. If you do step on a wet rock, make sure you have good hiking boots. It will keep grip on even those slippery rocks. You can probably go through the middle of that water if you have really good hiking boots and you won't really worry about getting too wet, but you don't want to get wet. Go ahead and do the rocks.
Doing good.
So this is the side of the lake and our dogs. They're being good. You do want to leash your dogs as much as you can, but it's towards the end of the hike, and we just kind of want to let them go a little bit. They did go up and back down the trail, and we know that no one's coming. So that's about it. Hope you enjoyed the hike. Again, it's about 4 miles. up, 4 miles back. And that's what happens when you tire out your dogs.